Hello everyone, it's the Uncensored match build-up show. You okay?
Good.
I'm great.
Just hear me smile at the camera as you do intro.
We played Newcastle at the weekend. Rafa Benitez. Oh my God. We're joined in the studio by Gags and Nina from Anfield Index. Very good to have you both with us today. We've put the Spartak stuff to bed. We had Nina on the Final Word show, which is great. If you want to go back and feel better about life, then Nina was a big contributing factor in that, so thank you very much. But Chris, moving ahead to Newcastle, in some respects, for me personally, I'm more nervous about this game than I have been about any of the ones we've had in the last month, almost of the season so far, and a lot of that is probably the Rafa factor.
It is, isn't it? It's like when you're with your wife and you meet an ex-girlfriend, isn't it? And it's just awkward, ultimately. And that's kind of what it's like when Klopp and Benitez are going to come together, because I believe we've got the future of Liverpool Football Club in Jurgen Klopp, and I've backed him. I've put a ring on him, like, you know what I mean? He's going to come up against Benitez, but has she lost weight? Is he better? Is she better now? And all this type of stuff. Yeah. I just don't know when to get. And Benitez is still a great manager.
That's the thing. And I don't think it kind of helps as well, guys. I think we've seen. Chris and I did it on our pod the other week about people starting to talk about Rafa again because he's there and he's back in the public consciousness again. People are starting to, and I think to some extent people are, I think, over glamorising his reign a little bit in some instances. But you know, it's not gonna. It would do Klopp a world of good to go and put a world of hate on Rafa's Newcastle team at the weekend.
People forget the end of Rafa and just focus on that 2-year period of Champions League, FA Cup back to back. And it's fine, because that was probably the only glory we've had in one. Well, that was it since then. One League Cup. But Rafa was great. We had good times. We had great songs. People remember all those good things, you know. But it was sour at the end and the team wasn't playing good. But I think that was more down to the ownership, wasn't it, than him, and it went bad. But the comparisons, and I think there'll be some articles coming up on the site about it as well. It does drive me insane. Try and, you know, have some respect for the manager you've got and stuff like that. But I do think we're going to tonk them. I'm not as worried as you this weekend.
I'm scared.
I think we're going to...
Well, I'm scared because
he plays.
He's shown me for years and years that he can mastermind victories against the great attacking sides. Yeah. I feel we're on the cusp of being one of those great attacking sides. Yeah. And Rafa Benitez has shown
I think
he can stop it.
I think that the Leicester result, I think, helps us in some respects, Nina. Not just from a confidence perspective, which is obviously a big thing, but also I think Leicester have got better players than Newcastle, but I think Newcastle have got a better manager, and I wonder whether it probably puts them at about par. You know what I mean? In some regards, I think they'll try to be defensive. They'll try to look to beat us on the counter attack. Rafa's not going to come or not going to have them playing expansive football against them. He will try, as Chris says, to try and mastermind something. And I think proving that we can beat a Leicester side who've given us problems. I think Newcastle are another side who we've got a little bit of a thing with. You know, we were terrible there 2 seasons ago, and Rafa did a very good job in the game at Anfield in managing that. Again, I think we've got a point to prove, and I would back us. I would back us even against a Rafa organised team to get the result in this one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know Rafa is a defensive coach, and you know, I think he sets up Newcastle pretty well, but I favour our quality up top. Yeah. You know, I think we still have the goods. I do think it's a bit of a tricky ground to go to, and I know there is that Rafa factor as well. I'm not as nervous. I'm like Gags as well. I feel like we're probably hurt and angry from what happened in Moscow. Yeah. You know, I think there's a lot of people with a lot of points to prove. Yeah. I'm sure they've had a few telling offs. Also the confidence from the Leicester game as well. I think they'll take a lot into this. I'm not as nervous as you. I think the key thing here is we don't concede stupid goals.
It would be lovely if we didn't concede the first goal in this game. Yes. It would be nice. I think I agree totally on the point there, though. That I think we saw, if our confidence was going to be devastated or whatever as a team, it would have been that after Man City. Whereas Liverpool have continued to go into games, continue to look a real threat in attack and sense, and no matter what happens, if we put it as close to our strongest team or our strongest team out, you would bank on Liverpool to create chances.
Who have they played so far? Like, if you look at the teams they've played, they haven't played anyone with the attacking quality that this team has, our team has, you know.
It's a great point.
And I just think that they might not be ready for something like that. They're new to the league. Well, I know Rafa's not new to the league, but some of the players I think are. Yeah. And I think that midfield, you can rattle John Joe very easily if you want to, if he's playing. And it's his former club. He might do a worldie. Like, he scored a couple of worldies for us, doesn't he? He's a crazy...
And he has a track record of actually performing against us as
but
well.
I do think they haven't faced the pace, the power that this team has.
I think that Gags is dead right on that, because I mean, look at the teams they've played so far. They've lost to the two other newly promoted teams, and the teams they've beaten are Swansea, West Ham, and Stoke. So it is right, basically. This is their first major test of the season, and we've played. You know, let's not be disrespectful to Newcastle in this one, but but you know, we've been able to create chances against teams already. Again, it should bode well for us, but I think there's the common thread for this season so far is it's hard not to have that little fear ticking away at the back.
Yeah, I've got it. You know, we're a few days out from the game, and I've got the fear. I really have, because
the
fear, like Derby belly type fear already.
Like the 2 o'clock on your own in the house after the session, where you're wondering, like, oh my God, am I dying? What's that noise outside the house?
It's going to be difficult, because I think, you know, we've had a long trip over to Moscow, and I agree with all your points about it, but you know, there is that thing going on in my mind. We've had a tough old game there. We've played for 97, 98, 99 minutes over in Moscow. It's a big travel. Rafa Benitez is great at setting up his sides for teams. We'll be maybe struggling. I know it's Tuesday, Sunday, but there's still a lot of travelling involved there. You know, are we going to have a little bit of lead in our legs? Are we going to be a little bit slow off the mark? If we are, and if Rafa Benitez and Newcastle get a goal up, I think we'll find it very difficult to break them down, because I think the confidence might go, because you know it has taken a hit over the last few weeks and stuff. Now, ordinarily, and if this wasn't Rafa Benitez, I'd be going into this game full of confidence, especially off the back of the midweek game, because we created so many chances and stuff. But there is that Rafa factor, and it does cloud it for me. Yeah. It makes it difficult for me.
It also doesn't help that they've got Dwight Gale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is on that distinguished list of players who shouldn't be amazing at football, but turns into an absolute worldie when he plays against them, alongside the likes of Christian Benteke and Ian Marshall of Leicester fame in the 90s. Nina, for you, rotation or full strength? Bear in mind, obviously, we've got the international break looming. Is it an opportunity there for Klopp to go, fuck it, one more 90-minute spin of my best players out there is not going to do too much harm? Or do you trust a little bit of the strength and depth in this one?
I'd go for rotation, but in where it needs to kind of happen, where some players definitely do look a little leggy and need some rest. I mean, it's a great point that you made, that they might be a bit tired and fatigued. You know, that's something to consider. But it kind of pisses me off as well, because I think, well, every other team in Europe does it. It's not an excuse. You know, you're playing on Sunday. You know, it's a point, but I don't consider it an excuse. But I would rotate a few players, definitely. Yeah,
I think it's a point, isn't it, Gags? Is that now if we were playing Chelsea or Man United off the back of that game, then I think, you know, there's real consideration has to be made to the distance. But again, put the Rafa factor aside. This is still a newly promoted side. Yep. This is a side that, you know, they have got players who can hurt us, because every Premier League team's got players that can hurt you. But there's got to come a point where, as long as you're putting the work in, your quality should shine through, and that's why we should go into this game with the confidence that you two guys are absolutely possessing.
Yeah, I'm confused on whether we rotate or stick with strength on this one. We were arguing on the way up about rotating players, to be honest. But I think, like you said, what I want to do is obviously play a bit more of strength. Like you said, the Moscow game, there's going to be a hangover. We've got to want to get away from that. And going into an international break, just from a fan's perspective, I don't want to be going in on another negative, you know. Yeah. Those are the worst 2 weeks of a fan. Yeah. So if I had a choice to how I'd play it, I'd go as much strength as possible. Yeah. Because some of these guys aren't going to go across and play many games internationally. Mm-hmm. Some of them will, but I'd want to go and just give it the best. And 3 points right now after that City game, just get as many points on the board now, and just let people know again, because the problem is people are just jumping off cliffs already. Yeah. Just to get that confidence back in the fan base. Yeah. To say, look, this is a brilliant team. Yeah. Yes, it has individual errors in it, but otherwise, the system is actually working. Yeah. You know, it's actually, look how many, like you guys just said on the other show, how many chances are they creating? that's because the system works.
Yeah.
Surely.
Completely.
You know?
So we'll have a quick look at what you guys have gone with then in terms of teams in a moment, but I just want to remind everyone that we've been nominated for a North West Football Award, which is amazing. It's a genuine honour. We've been nominated, but we haven't won it yet. The way for us to win it is for you guys to get involved, to click the link in the info underneath the video, vote for us. Along the way, you can also vote for Sadio Mane to win Player of the Year and Trent to win Young Player of the Year as well. And there's Liverpool ladies up for awards as well. And, you know, a potential for a full Liverpool clean sweep on this. Put the toffees, etc. in the places, which would be nice. We're up for the Fan TV Award, which is a brand new category for the year. So we want to be the inaugural winners. And as I say, we can only vote individually from so many Twitter accounts that we've created. So it's going to be down to you guys to make it for us. We'll go suited and booted. And, you know, we'll do I think, what do we promise? Some sort of celebration in front of Sadio Mane if we win it. I don't know, we'll think of something. But make that a reality by clicking vote, and it take a few seconds of your time. You don't need to register, it's dead easy. And yeah, you can help us add to our already impressive collection of awards that Tom's put more prominently on there. But they're getting a little bit old now, you know, Liverpool. Let's not bang on about history. Let's not bang on about history. Let's make some new history. Let's have some stories to tell. Like, one of my children wasn't even born when I won one of them, so I want to be able to tell my kids some more stories.
You've still got more than Everton.
Yeah, exactly. Right, okay, guys, let's see your teams then. This is the teams that you would like to see Liverpool line up with, not necessarily what Klopp will go with, but what you would prefer to see. So, Gags, well, he's gone for it. You've gone by popular demand. You've got Joe Gomez in centre-half.
Yes.
Trent keeping his place at right back, Robertson left back, Hendo, Chan, Coutinho keep their place in midfield.
Wow.
Sturridge to start up front, very interesting. Nina's gone for Sturridge up front as well, very interesting. Chris, what have you gone for?
Just the team, really.
Just the team. How disrespectful.
Well, no, not.
Who's in your midfield, the other one?
Hendo, Widgie, which is Ronaldo,
And Firmino
and
starts.
Coutinho, Firmino up top, Mane, Salah.
I've not gone too... Have I got that?
Moreno for Robertson.
Moreno for Robertson, yeah. I think Robertson's I agree. Robertson's is a shoe-in to come in for this
I mean,
game.
the reason why I've gone with Ginny is he should feel at home at Newcastle. I really want that. You
Away
know,
goal.
That's where he's going to get his away goal.
Yeah.
Genius.
He's only scored at 2 grand, so
Yeah, so he'll feel right at home. So there's method behind this.
I love that. I genuinely love that. We've
Hang
all...
on, you just said there Robertson's the guy that's most likely to come in. That's the team that you want to play, though? You want to see Robertson play?
I do want to see
I do.
Robertson come
Me
in because again, he needs game time in this. I think Moreno's proved himself as our first choice left back, but Robertson, what's the point in stopping the rotation? Where does he get his games if he can't come in against a Newcastle side in this regard? So I really, really want to see Robertson because he's great. And you know, and in some instances, I think he's impressed more than Moreno in some things. If he can play better than Moreno, we've got an incredible left back on our hands at the moment because I think Albi's done really, really well.
Yeah.
Also, if you're playing a team that's going to be low block, he's not going to have much defending to do. He's going to have a lot of attacking to do, and that he's got
His
a
crossing
brilliant
is
cross on him.
amazing, isn't it?
So you want someone who's going to overlap, cross the ball, as long as Coutinho passes to him. You know,
Which was a problem in the first Leicester game.
yeah, but he did do it against Leicester though, which was fair. They were great. That first half at Leicester, if they can recreate any of that against Newcastle, then it's just really, really good to watch. So I want to see Robbo in.
Yeah, and we all got...
No Hendo there, by the way.
I've gone with Emre Can. I just think his power might be more suited to a Newcastle side. I think he might control and command that midfield a little bit more.
The Henderson thing for me is, again, I just think he's on a bit of an uptick in terms of his performances of late. What?
Nothing. We've put the accents on the E in the Anfield Index, like haven't Paul?
Disgraceful.
On Mane. What a lack of respect for Mane.
It's just Maine. He's the main man though, isn't he? So that's fine. The Henderson thing for me is that, again, we've just seen an uptick in his performance. I think he gets the chance to continue that. And again, I don't know whether it's a point to prove or whatever, but John Joe Shelby's going to have a point to prove against Jordan Henderson. And I would like to see Henderson absolutely shut John Joe down in this game. I think that would do us and do him a world of good as well. No problem with Emre starting in the game.
I wanted to drop him. I wanted to drop Hendo, but the problem was you said go with what you want, and a 4-2-3-1. I'm not putting Ginny in there.
Yeah,
I'm not putting Ginny with Chan if I go for if that's what I want to do. If I played 4-3-3, then I'd probably drop Endo.
I,
Because just for rest.
I think on the Gini Wijnaldum thing, though, I have to go back to when we signed him. We were speaking to Brian at True Geordie, and he was very disrespectful of the Gini Wijnaldum. Didn't think he was very good. I think there was a lot of Newcastle fans who weren't thrilled, and they were chuffed with the money that they got for him. I think he might have a little bit there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he would. You know, and he'll want to show that he can do it in central midfield. I know he had a little bit of a bee in his bonnet over being played out on the wing for so long, because he always felt that he possessed the skill set to play centre. It was one of the reasons that he decided to join Liverpool and Klopp, wasn't it? For me, the reason I've gone with the back four that played last time out is because defensively we're weak. And I think that we're going to need to start sticking with the back four at some point and building those
most
relationships. And that's why, for me, Moreno would get the start, and why I'd go with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Again, exactly what Gags is saying, both attacking full-backs. I'd change the two players. I've only changed the two players who were poor midweek. I've changed the goalkeeper and I've changed Chan. And that's it. Everybody else played well. And so for me, I'd go, let's go out there, let's knock them, let's try and get a win, and let's go into the international break.
Is there a case, though, in that is this, but you've not counted Firmino amongst that? Is that the thinking for why Sturridge is coming for you? Because he maybe you could add into the list of not playing
He needs
well.
a rest, and if he's travelling with Brazil as well, which I fully expect him to do so, just rest him.
I think he's tired. I think he just needs some time away from it. Give Sturridge a full game. Let's get that 6-0 again from a couple of years ago.
Well, Sturridge likes Newcastle, doesn't he?
And Coutinho played as well.
They don't play the high line anymore.
Well,
that's the problem.
Daniel Sturridge couldn't play against the high line anyway.
That's a good point.
I think something you said just now about relationships. Playing Coutinho just in behind Sturridge is a relationship we haven't seen enough of.
Yes.
And then you want to see how Sturridge plays with Mane and Salah as well. And getting them all together just to try it out. Because it gives you an option then. When Firmino, you don't want to play him every game. You don't have to. But that's another fan frustration, favourite. Yeah. You know, and that's the problem. We need to try and just rotate that.
Yeah, I think just going back, I think Gini Wijnaldum would be likely to start just because, again, he was benched in midweek. Sturridge is just, he's a permanent conundrum, isn't he? No one knows.
He's a tragedy and an enigma.
He's a true enigma, if you will. Nobody knows. Nobody knows where we got that from. But you said it yourself, Chris. Nobody knows anymore what game is Daniel Sturridge's game. What's the right type of game to put Daniel Sturridge in for? Because if you want him to put work in, we'll need to put work in.
I think Nina called it on the Final Word show, when you're winning.
Yeah. Maybe that's
when you're 3-0 up to the game that Daniel Sturridge comes in.
It'd be good. I think there's maybe a case there, if you want to rest Firmino, you do start Sturridge and you bring Solanke in later on when to change the dimension of what you're doing or whatever. I'd be perfectly happy with that. I do think we've both gone for Trent at right back. I do think it'll be Gomez, but for similar reasons you said about the back four, I would like to keep that as unchanged as possible. But equally at the same time, I've put the Robertson. I do think he needs a game as much as anything else. Whereas I don't think Gomez or Trent need. I think Trent probably needs it just to, because I do think he's our best option in that regard. And similar to the attacking thing, I think he's going to do a lot of attacking in this game, and I think he'll give us an extra dimension in that regard. But if you're watching, let us know your thoughts on, again, your preferred 11, what the team you would like to see, which players do you want to have an impact in this game, whether you think it's necessarily logical or it's going to happen or not. Let us know in the comments below. Score predictions, Gags, what do you think it's going to be?
I'm going, okay, I'll go 4-1. We'll concede.
Okay. Nina?
I'm going to go 2-1. It's like my safe bet. Okay. It never comes through.
It's a solid prediction. Chris was going to go for 2-1.
I wasn't.
3-1?
No.
4-3?
1-1.
1-1.
I told you with the fear.
Boo.
Oh my God.
I know. It's bad, isn't it?
It's not the first draw you ever...
No, I think there's I predicted a draw when we went away to Real Madrid.
I'll go with
and now Rafa's Newcastle.
I could
go figure.
Yeah. Yeah.
These aren't logical score predictions. I put two numbers next to each other most of the time.
Yeah, and clench. I'll go with. I was thinking I could see it being another 3-2, but I'll go 3-1 because I just.
Can we go 4-3? Old school.
Well,
Liverpool,
I mentioned it. I offered it to you, and you chose 1-1. So no.
Only at Anfield, mate.
Exactly. Yeah, but again, this could be these. I think these are due a pasting, and I think we're due to give someone a pasting.
Exactly.
So fingers crossed, this is more of a Liverpool just absolutely letting the floodgate open here and scoring a shit ton of goals. That would be absolutely delightful. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please do go over to the Anfield Index, of course. Very privileged to have these guys with us today, doing a fantastic job over on all the podcasts. Nina's got post-match shows which you can check out, which you'll be doing at the weekend after the
I
game.
will, yes.
Excellent.
And you take phone calls as well?
I do. You calling in?
No, I was going to ask viewers and stuff to call in if
Oh,
you want.
right. Yeah, please. Always need new callers.
There you
Excellent.
go.
So
And how did he do it?
If you just contact Gags, you can follow him on Twitter at Gags, and he'll sort of converse with you on Twitter and
make
sort
sure
you
you're not
out.
a dickhead, and then let you know.
And then you just call in via Skype. But we can take calls as well if you want.
Cool. Amazing, fantastic. So yeah, do get involved with Anfield Index, to say a whole host of pods, written articles and video content as well by these guys. Magnificent job, and as I say, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank
you for having
It's a
us.
pleasure. Don't forget to subscribe to the Redmen TV as well. If you want more content with Nina, it's the Final Word show with us on the redmentv.com. Fantastic analysis of the Spartak Moscow game, which was more enjoyable than you'd imagine for a game that left us massively frustrated. More to come as well on the site this week. So go to the redmentv.com, start your 3-month subscription. It makes all of this possible. Very much appreciated for those who do. And we'll be back post-match, hopefully having snotted the Magpies. Cheers.